And this exercise is going to teach you how to understand construction as well as do a head turn. Okay, so remember how I said the ear is kind of sitting in the middle there with those kind of proportions there along the side there like that. Well, that's how we do it on the flip side, okay? No mirroring, no flipping your drawing to kind of fudge it and cheat it. You know, this is real animator training. Okay, so now the eye is going to sit on the eye line. And now how do I know how to keep those eyes from wandering too far apart or too close together? Because they're kind of just two eye widths. It's like he's got four eyes. Okay, he's not wearing glasses. Four eyes. Okay, that used to be a bullying slur back in the day, but he's got two invisible eyes. Okay, and he's essentially got four eyes. That's how I know. Okay. And this one then sits on the base there, as we mentioned, and the nose is a ferrule length, just about that, you know, about there. So we can see that, and then we can go on to making our little frontal portion of the head that we established, and you kind of feel how much you want for the chin and how much you want for the brow, and that's your you know, your judgment, your visual eye to do that. Okay, then around the side of the sphere we have the contour line coming there to that to represent the cheek, the zygomatic, how it leans in towards the chin like that. Okay, so that's how and then we can straighten it along there and put one on the other side, which will, you know, if we want to have brows. So that's how we work that out.
So, are you going to join the library?
Now we're going to look at this arc that I made here. Now notice that as I've got this arc here, I've got this kind of like division into three parts, okay? They're not three equal. You could make them equal. You know, it's more or less on thirds in terms of that spacing. Now, you don't have to draw your guide like that, but if you're a beginner, you should. I generally don't, but I've done it for the sake of this exercise to show you that his nose and his head, as he turns and everything, is going to kind of go along this path, and where we're going to hit our breakdowns are hair and hair as our other keys, okay? Remember the construction on the eye line, we had these 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, remember? So that's keeping with the solid drawing going on here like this. Now we're going to close the eyes, okay? He's going to have a little bit of an eye close going on here with the blink, so we're sticking to that kind of standard procedure there. Now here's the nose angle, as if he's dipping his head down, we want to angle that nose down like that. So you see the nose angle comes on there like that. Let's make a massive chart so you can really understand how this works. So 1 and 25, okay? So we're going to make a massive chart with our thirds hair like this. That's just how we originally planned it, okay? So we had 1 and we had 11, we had 15, and we had 25, okay? So then what we're going to do is we're going to divide all of these little things in half like that, okay? To make it very, very easy for us to go about breaking this down, okay? That little clip again to show where all this leads. So if you look at this thing here, you'll notice in her, we put in a little blink at the end, which is kind of like character animation. Oh, that little subtle blink. In him, he's kind of deadpan stiff, because we're just focusing on the basics, okay? You need to understand the basics. Before moving on to stuff like this, you really need to understand the basics, how it all works, and that's what we've done today. How you maintain the volume, how you maintain the solidity, how you get that working, okay? You're not going to be able to do it with a character like this. So you need to do it with a character like the Stickman first. If you can't maintain form and volume on the Stickman, you just use a bit of logic here. How are you going to maintain form and volume on something like this? It ain't going to happen, okay? So, especially on those slow ins and those slow outs. So you have been watching a Real Animator Training Basics archive. Now, I have already received one application while I've been giving this lecture. This person, I will respond to you when you come offline. If you would like to view this lecture again, it is going in the AMB Animation Real Animator Training Library. This is the ultimate place where you're going to learn hand-drawn animation. You know, you've been watching this tutorial, you know you're not going to see anything like this from anybody else, really. You know, there's even people who have been attending CalArts, paying $170,000. Do I sound like I'm shooting my mouth off? Yeah, because I can, okay? I know it. There's nobody else doing what I'm doing here. There's nobody, okay? If you feel there is, you're welcome to go, okay? But I know what I've got here is the best, okay? It's very thorough. I get CalArts students who've paid $170,000 coming to me, telling me, coming to learn from my library. I get people who've paid $45,000 for a full sail animation course coming to me. Heck, I get colleges and universities now asking me to come and help them structure their animation courses.
So, AMB is the greatest archive anyone could ever ask for.
You know, of all the books I've read, of all the other online tutorials I've seen, this was the missing key.
Every video is like packed with this information that I would never be able to get anywhere else. So I would say this is the greatest resource for learning animation.
For me, AMB Animation Library is hands down the best animation learning resource that I've seen. I've tried all the tutorials, I've gotten all the books. I've never been able to really grow until I found AMB.
And it's incredible. I've only just begun it, but I definitely am getting more from that than I did from my 1.5 years of college.
I've noticed definitely that my animation has improved a lot, and it's more alive than ever.